I think that means we probably missed the end of it. Oops.
We'll live.
Because it showed it was there before. Let me look.
We'll figure it out. Clearly, Johnathon Amodio is as laggy as me. But somebody who's not laggy, we'll start with the interviews, is I'd declare it driver of the day if this was F1, Alex Stevens, who started back in 25th place and comes out of it with a top five finish for No U Motorsports. So Alex went from 25th to 5th in this one, and you were able to kind of rally throughout the day. So take us through your run and the fact that you were able to gain 20 spots at a track that's hard to pass.
Well, yeah. Well, it started with I was starting dead last, and I actually started a second behind the field. I was trying to get into a VC like we're required to, and I avoided like a 5-car crash at the start, and then I got by everyone. Kind of stayed around P15 where Drew was for that run, and then for the beginning of the next run, I was able to avoid the big wreck that happened. After almost getting wrecked myself, Reagan Boy decided it was a good idea to send me mowing the lawn here at Richmond. But we were able to avoid the big wreck, come out ninth, restart eighth on the final restart. Was able to use the outside to gain 2 spots and then get by Vinny there. And we couldn't catch top four. Top four was the 4 fastest cars all day. Of course, Casey, Word, and Wesley, and of course Parker was up there. And Parker's really good here. If you saw last year's race, so but it was a pretty good day. Dead last basically from P5. I'll definitely take that.
Yeah, for sure. Great job for you today. Now, I'm curious your approach this season because obviously we kind of combined the fields from VRC and VNS from last year for this season. You've come so close to the VRC playoffs the last 2 years. Do you think the Xfinity car maybe suits your driving style better, or just in general with the way the field is this year? This is a good top five finish, but building towards a potential playoff run, how are you feeling now 3 races into the season?
Well, I don't want to get caught ahead to a playoff run. Right now, I just want solid runs. I don't think it's. I don't think it's the car. I'm not usually normally good at these Xfinity cars. The Cup cars to me feel a little bit looser, which available to more handling, especially on the preset you run, and especially the track, depending on tire wear or not. But really, I think it's the field. I think back 10th on back is where the real action happens, and you see a lot of guys start making contact and a lot of guys being more aggressive in the back, which was able, especially at Atlanta and especially tonight, was just able to help me go through the field. But I don't know. It's also because I got a really good boss. I got to shout out my boss Casey because if it wasn't for him believing in me and helping me each week, I wouldn't really be up here. So I gotta thank the boss as well. So
Well, Alex Stevens, a strong run for No U Motorsports. He comes home in fifth. Johnathon, if you want to go ahead and talk to our second place finisher, Tim Moore.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and do that. I've seen if I, for some reason, the broadcast was doing, but I can't find it. Anyways, Tim with a second place finish after starting sixth and having not the most stellar day, but overall second place is a pretty good recovery. But how was the car today?
Oh, we came into this race blinder than before. That didn't really help us much. We unloaded slow, we unloaded tight, and those don't really mix here on fixed sets, I guess you could say, as compared to, custom set day wrecking off you. But we were so rated to, I want to say, ninth, 10th, whatever it was, on run at halfway. And to be honest with you, didn't even think 5 base at some point on the road, but we just together out of gas and he different throttle or brake stick that was I know for him. Logitech, again, but we put our heads together, some tried to adjust well and on control. Just an idea of maybe what we could do. Very bad race. Faster as the day got on, we got lucky. No idea what happened on for me. Even better insight on what happened from watching the ball, but there was like 5-6 cars. I don't know if we hit the tape or whatever, but everybody just stacked. I was following. I just the needle, and I went second. So we ended up getting lucky there, putting ourselves in decent position. I know eventually Wesley moved me out the way, and we ended up getting the track position back. But we found long run pace. Felt not quick. We eventually found our pace that we needed to win. We just found it too late in the race, so it was really a caution to have a chance. I'm going to be honest with you. I have no idea what the hell the lap for doing, especially 16. He was there just blocking for his teammate. His doing what happened on there. It doesn't make no sense. It's idiotic. Parker had this race dominated from start to finish, so I just don't understand why the hell we're blocking people. And thinking with Sammy, I really don't get that. But it's whatever. We finished second. Wesley washed up. We had a clean race on the final lap, and that's all I can ask for. And where we go next week, but move on to another Daytona 250. All my focus race for the shot tomorrow, Zilly, Mobile. So I think it's gonna be fun.
Yeah, I just want to follow up. By the way, next week is Auto Club for VHS, but might as well ask because tomorrow is the Daytona 250. Big race, VRC starts on iRacing. Everybody should tune in. Alex Light's going to have the coverage at 8:30 tomorrow, but how are you feeling about that race and the move of VRC to iRacing in general?
I'm personally excited. I've been waiting now 4 or 5 weeks since we made the announcement of, being on the edge a little bit of looking forward. Listen, Daytona is going to be, I don't want to say a crapshoot. It's not the right term, but it's going to be unpredictable. There's a lot of new guys with a lot of new experience, and our expectations to be up in front, but it's going to be nothing like heat. So you got to be on your toes. You got to stay out of trouble. You got to make sure you control the race as much as possible. Standing push stations. But I feel great tomorrow. I'll get a good race in a booth. To have him, by the way, for those that don't know him, I worked back with Burt Rubber a while back. Excellent producer as I play announcer, and I don't know, Eddie, are you going to be in the booth with him? Have you talked about that or no?
I will not. I'm actually going to Dover tomorrow. Because I'm going to the race on Sunday. Yes, but I will be watching, and hopefully for some of his other broadcasts, I will join in because we're probably going to have about 6 or 7 of those races. I've been talking with him, but Daytona will definitely be broadcasted. But that's going to be Tim's focus tomorrow. But for tonight, a second place finish for him, and let's finish things out now with our race winner here at Richmond, getting his first VHS win of the season. Parker Ness. Now, Parker, let's talk about just how dominant you guys were from the start. You and Kevin were able to get away from the field and kind of control this race from the start. How important is that for you guys as a team? I remember you did that last year at Michigan too, to kind of qualify well and just put on the gas pedal and make a statement early in the race.
Yeah, definitely. This is a big win for our team. I've always felt like Ohio River Racing was just kind of like an outlier to every other team because it feels like Yo-Yo Motorsports, OCM, and All In on Spin and all those guys were pretty much grouped together. We are pretty much by ourselves, and tonight was a very big statement that we are here to compete. And me and Kevin, even Jacob, had a great run going. We were 1, 2, 3 for a small part of the race. So yeah, all 3 of us were just really fast today. Of course, Kevin tried that 2-tire strategy, but it did work out for him. And Jacob got caught up in stuff. But we all still got top 10, so I'm very happy with it. Of course, I'm happy I won the race. It was a very dominating performance. I never really would have thought I would dominate a race, especially with VRC drivers from last season running tonight. So definitely a big statement win, and I'm more confident now for the rest of the season. So see what I and our team can do.
Yeah, and the follow-up, how good does it feel for you after what happened last season here? You lost to Buckner in a tight race where he was able to outdo you, and there was a couple of those races like that last season, which ended up giving him the championship. So how good does it feel for you to be able to close one out today, close the deal? They were gaining it for a while, and then you're able to hold off the rest of the pack and to get a win, and like you said, in a field that has Tim and Drew and other guys who were dominant in VRC last year.
Yeah, it feels great. Last season was definitely a bit rough. And I never really could finish out races, and it led to Caleb getting the championship pretty easily. But yeah, it feels great. Richmond last season, he definitely gave a good shot there at the end. I probably would have been a better chance if I was up there if I didn't get wrecked. But it is what it is. That's the past. We're in the present now, and we ended up winning the race this season. So I'm just really happy, and big thank you to Kevin once again for helping the team out. Yeah, honestly, I really would not dominate this race without his help. He's been great for me and our team last season and a half. So really appreciative of him, and I'm looking forward to great things for the rest of the season.
So good win for Ohio River Racing as Parker Ness gets the job done at Richmond. 3 different winners to open the season, and surprisingly, none of them coming from the OCM Racing Camp to begin VHS Season 9. Johnathon, I saw we had one more person join the party. It is Mr. Vassar, so you could take that interview if you'd like.
Yeah, you're a good. My internet's not the best either, but he's one of our previous 2 winners of the season before Parker Ness joined him for the 3rd different winner of the season. Should be the points leader coming out of today after all this mess, though. So, but a decent day. You were up there for much all day. You didn't really have the best car, probably like a top 5 car. Is there anything you maybe could have done differently to maybe get up there?
I mean, not really. It was pretty much. Once you got to a certain spot, it felt like you could plateau out and just couldn't pass much. No, but that was just too tight the whole race. I found an adjustment I liked the last run there, but of course I got my buddy Tim in front of me. I ain't gonna mess with him. Gonna let him go get that position. But nah, I think I finished about where I deserved, honestly.
Well, even with the top 5 finish there, I mean, you guys said you should come out of there with the points lead going into the 4th round. I mean, how's that a mindset, knowing you're top of the points out of people like Tim, Drew, and Vincenzo even, and Parker, who just won?
It feels good, know that we've had a consistent start to the season. Last season was kind of rough at parts, wasn't really consistent as much as I would have liked to be last season. But this season, that's 3 top 5s in a row to start the season. That's always awesome. Just looking to keep it up and hopefully hold into that points lead going forward.
Indeed, and hopefully it maintains there going forward. Very strong start of the season. Is anyone you want to thank for the run tonight?
Yeah, I want to thank the people that was around me, that raised me clean. Vinny, Tim here, of course. Those 2 took care of me again for the 2nd week in a row, so I really do appreciate that. It's always good to know that you have some nice people out there. Yeah, of course, thank you for broadcasting. You do a great job each and every week, and I'm sure there's a lot of people that love to watch it.
Yeah, so we don't necessarily talk about, apparently I didn't catch much, but I need to work on this internet a little bit better. But that's about it for tonight. Very overall good race. Like I said, apparently didn't catch much of it because something decided to drop in the streaming part of it. But it was relatively dominated by the 9 of Parker Ness and 1 of Kevin Yergwitz. And I'm trying to think where we go next week.
We go to Auto Club next week. So just to look at the upcoming schedule as we finish out the broadcast. Next week, VHS is at Auto Club. And then it's the road course week after that in Canada. Sports Speak Truck Series is off next week. IFC returns next week. OTC is continuing next week. And of course, tomorrow, biggest race of the year in the OMA, the Season 10 Daytona 250, 8:30 on Twitch. The link can be found on Twitter at OMA_league as the VRC makes its move to iRacing tomorrow night at 8:30.
And that's going to be their version of the 250. Obviously, we had the Fun Run Heat version of it, but this will be the points-paying version, and it should be very interesting. It's probably about be about roughly 30, maybe 30 cars looking at, possibly.
Yeah, it's going to be a big field, probably, like you said, looking like maybe 30 cars. We'll see how many are there, but it's the first of many, and it's going to be a good start as the VRC makes its move to iRacing. But of course, we've got some good stuff happening still at Heat with the virtual Heat series. 3 races, 3 different winners, and again, congrats to Parker Ness on the win. But that's going to be it. Thank you to those who tuned in live to watch it. Reminder, next week they go to Hollywood for race 4 at Auto Club. But for my broadcast partner, Jonathan Amodio, I'm Eddie Kalegi signing off here on Twitch. Have a good rest of your Friday night. Congrats to Parker Ness on the win here at Richmond.